Alright, so let's continue with a cup of coffee first. I hope you enjoyed yours. And well, let's continue where we left off. Well, one of the things that I remembered while making my coffee is that this is something that's not looking really natural, because all my wheels at the start of the animation have exactly the same orientation. And I would like to randomize that a little bit, because in real life this will never happen. So to do that, I'm going into wheels, and after my let's do this after the orient along curve. I'm gonna make a wrangle again, point wrangle, and oh no, I'm not gonna do this with a wrangle. I can even do this easier. Attribute randomize, and I'm not gonna randomize the colors. That's not what I want. I wanna make my own point attribute, and I'm gonna call this a rotation offset. So here it is. It's only one dimension, and it's between let's say 0 and 360 degrees. So this attribute that I've got now, rotation offset, that's over here, that we can see here, I can use this in my point wrangle with my, let me see if that's the best way to do this. Yeah, I'm gonna put this at my angle here. So here I'm gonna say f at rotation offset, and then minus this. There we go. Voila. So now I've got a random rotation for every wheel that will automatically go here. Okay, perfect. Okay, so back to this. So far we've had in our train we've only had one wagon that's going up and down the track and coming back and whatever. But a train with only one wagon is not really a train, so we're gonna want to have multiple wagons. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go inside train, and I'm gonna grab everything, and I'm gonna make a subnet out of this once more. So I'm gonna say, just like before, do Shift C, and I'm gonna call this wagon 0 for now. Okay, so let's see if everything is still working. First of all, well, it is moving, but the rotation is no longer working. And why is that? Well, earlier in one of the videos I said that as long as you use if you copy a parameter and say paste the relative reference, when you move it somewhere else, it will automatically work. And that's still what I stand by, because that's still correct. The only thing is that we did not do that everywhere. And where did we not do this? We did this here. Because here I used I typed in channel to my wheel radius, which is now of course one level higher. So now the wheel radius here is like this. I could of course fix this by making a spare parameter here. Yeah, maybe that should actually have been a better way to do this, but I didn't. So just changing it over here will make sure that everything works again. So go back to reset the solver back to frame 1, and everything is working as before. Okay, so this is correct now. The only thing that I want to do now is I want to make some space behind wagon number 1, so I can put wagon number 2 here. So at frame 1, my position on track, I'm not going to put this on 10 anymore. I'm going to put this a little bit higher, something like here. So I have the possibility to put an extra wagon behind it. So if I'm going to go here and I'm going to make a new wagon, it will be exactly at the same position. So I have to do some calculation of offsetting everything in my wagon by the number of wagon that I am, if you see what I mean. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do is make in here, for now what I did with the front axle here in my constraint network over here, I was starting at this video tutorial with this. I'm just using the position on the track, but I am gonna have to do some more than just position on the track there to be able to change this for better, and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do there. Let me see here. What I want to do is, well, first of all, I'm going to show you. If I'm going to make a copy of this, this will be called wagon 1. So if I remove this one is still here. If I make another copy with Alt drag, it's going to be wagon 2. So this number that's over here, wagon 1, wagon 2, wagon 0, I'm going to use this number to decide what number of wagon I am, because I don't want to be able to set this manually. I don't want to set this manually. I want to do this automatically. So this 0 here, I can access this 0 by an expression, and this expression I'm going to use not in the wheel, sorry, in the front axle. I'm going to use this here, over here, and this expression is it's called op digits. So what I'm going to do is going to move the whole position on the track to the back, because for every I don't want to go forward, I only want to go backward, and I'm going to do this with op digits, and then the op digits of what? Well, it's going to ask me the op digits of what node. So not myself, not my parent, not the one above that, but the one above that. That's the one that I want, and this will be the. We can actually see this if I continue here. Let me see, like this. Here we are in the position where there is the back axle, the cabin, the front axle, and the wheels and everything. So if I close this off here and say this, well, for now it will work, but that means where is the front axle, the back axle, this one, the op digits is going to look at this name here, because it's actually looking at this piece of geometry or this subnet, and there's a 0 in here. And the op digits, what it's doing, it's looking at the name and looking only at the numbers that are in the name. So it's only looking at the 0. So I'm going to go back here, in here. So op digits. Now this returns 0 because this is wagon 0. So I'm subtracting 0. Well, this is of course subtracting 0 is not giving us anything, but I want to subtract some distance between these wagons. So one of the things that I can do is I can make sure that the distance between those wagons is at least the wheelbase. For example, it could, to be completely perfect, it would have been wheelbase plus overhangs. So, well, maybe we could do that. But yeah, let's try this. Okay, so now we've got 0, and we have to times, and then in here there's going to be a lot of stuff in here. So what's the first thing that's going to be in here is the wheelbase. So I'm going to say wheelbase, copy parameter, gonna copy that one in here. Okay, so oh, that's not correct. I'm going to say not Control V, but paste relative reference, of course. Sorry about that. Oops. Well, I don't know what I'm doing here, but paste relative reference. Yes, there we go. So that's that. And what else do we have? We can have the overhang. So copy parameter, paste relative reference, and that's the overhang X, overhang Y, copy parameter, all the way to the end, paste relative reference once more. Okay, so if I do this now, I have the, I'm going to click here, okay, arrows are gone. I'm going to say Alt-E to read it better, to see everything. It's getting pretty long, but what we've got now is position on track, that's this, and then op digits, so the number of the wagon, times, and then it's the wheelbase plus overhang on the front plus overhang on the back, right? So that's everything what we've got so far. So if I do this, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say Control A, and no, I'm going to still do one more thing before I'm going to copy this. Another thing that I want to have some margin between every wagon, not just the distance of the whole thing, or the length of the whole wagon. I also want some distance between the wagons. And for this, I want some extra parameter over here at my train. So I'm going to say edit parameters interface once more, add a parameter, and I'm going to call this space between us. Oh. Space between us. And with the channels, sorry, with the range, I'm going to say no less than 0. And well, then we'll keep it at that for now. That's cool. And let's set this to 50 centimeters for now. Now let's make it a meter, something like that. So copy parameter, go back in here, go back into the front axle, go into the constraints, go into here, and then here in the end. So we're going to go to the number of wagons times, and then we have the whole thing plus, and yet again, base relative reference. So if I click here, it's still no error, so that's correct. Alt E once more, so you can see exactly what I've got here. So we still got position on the track, up digits here, it's the number of the wagon, so it's the wheel times wheelbase plus overhang front, overhang back, plus a space between us. And I'm going to say apply. Accept. Well, okay, I didn't change anything, but accept is enough. So this, I'm going to copy this, and now I'm going to go to my back axle, because my back axle has got also some constraints, and I want to do more or less the same thing, but not completely, because this is what's over here, and this, what I've put under now, is the one that I've got for the front axle. But this was what I had before. But for this one, I also want to go back with the wheelbase, right? That's what we did earlier. That's the difference between the front axle and the back axle. So I'm going to have to copy this whole part here, fix, and put it here. And now I can remove this and say apply, accept. And now this one will go automatically back. And now there's still one more left to do, and that's the cabin here. Go in there, in constraints, in the path, and here, I'm going to do Alt E again. This is what we had. This is what it's going to have to be. Oh, that's not correct. This one I'm going to have to put out. So here we go. So the up digits goes off, apply, accept, and here we go. So now, if I did everything the way I am supposed to do this, if I make a copy of this, there is, hey, voila, there is a wagon that's coming straight behind me, and this wagon, if I'm going to say space between us a little bit more, I'm going to go a little bit back. Here we go. And if I'm going to animate now, yes, here we go, it's going there. And if I put another one, oh sorry, not double click, if I drag another one, and yet another one, and yet another one, then here we go. Now they're all following correctly. So now we've got multiple cars going back, going forward, all the wheels are turning as they should. How cool is that? There's only one little thing left to do, because what I really do not like is that all these wheels now, the front wheels and the second car wheels, they are exactly in the same orientation. So I'm gonna kill those for now, and the orientation offset that I made before here, the rotation offset, sorry, I'm gonna have to make sure that this one will also be randomized per wagon. So for the options here, this global seed, what I can do is, instead of using this one here, I can use the name, for example, of this. So one way to do this would be here to add a spare parameter, spare input here, for example, spare input, and I can, yeah, is that the best way? Nah, that's not the best way. One way I can do this is by, instead of this global seed, I'm going to use this op name, let's see, and then I can put a string in there, or I could use this up digits, of course, what I did before, but I'm gonna do this. Let's see, up. So not this one, but this one. Space up name. So I'm going. Oh, that's not correct. Global seed up. Up digits. Well, I can only use, of course, I can only use numbers. So I'm going to use the up digits for this one, and then okay. So the wheels are now correct. So if I make a copy, let me see what happens here. Oh, still the same. No, not the same. It's almost the same. Let me see. Front one. No, this is correct. Let's see on the other side. Yeah, it's definitely randomized now, so we cannot see anything the same here. Cool, that's what I wanted. So just to get back to show you what I did here, I randomized with attribute randomize. I used the global seed of the rotation offset here, and I used the up digits of the wagon number here as well. I struggled there a little bit, but okay, that's what you get when you improvise. All right, so multiple wagons working now, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with this so far. So I'm gonna call this quit now for this one, and in the next video part we're gonna use some more stuff to make this more interesting and get the track a little bit more interesting and not on the flat plane anymore. So that's what we're gonna do in the next video. So see you in the next one.